This video was brought to you in part by the supporters of the AMTV Patreon. Thank you. So here it is, folks, the very first issue of Doctor Who Adventures. This came out on the 5th of April 2006, just a matter of days before Series 2 took off. So you can imagine, as a very excited 10-year-old, I was hyped for this coming out. Now, it wasn't actually the first Doctor Who magazine I ever picked up. The very first Doctor Who related magazine I picked up was this, the actual Doctor Who magazine. This is issue 361, which came out in September of 2005. But DWM, was often advertised as being for older readers. It's quite wordy, there's a lot of articles, and they're very good articles, of course, but as a 9-10-year-old, maybe wouldn't necessarily appeal to me in its full at that point. So they released one for younger children, which made sense. So I picked this up, and let's just dissect this front cover. You can see at the top it says 6 free gifts, a Who stationery set. I still have the pencil case somewhere, but I think the rest of the Who stationery is gone. It says you can win a life-size Dalek. It's time travel every 2 weeks. This used to be fortnightly, of course. It's the fantastic first issue, says David Tennant. You can meet the new monsters, such as the Sisters of Plenitude. There's Invasion Earth, how the new Doctor saved the day, and awesome comic strip action. So I think we should open this up and see what it's like. So here you've got your contents page. It's bigger on the inside. Well, this magazine's actually quite small, only about 24-25 pages. It's not that big. If you can see on the left, that's an advert for the Nintendo DS. I think it's for Animal Crossing, so that ages me dramatically. So you got fantastic posters and our sections. Let's go through the sections. You've got Who's the Doctor, the comic strip, Win a Dalek, Past Adventures, Tales from the TARDIS, and the Doctor's Data. And look, there's a Dalek alert. So what does that say? It says, a rogue Dalek is trying to materialize somewhere in your mag. If you spot him appearing, write to us with a page number so we can direct a delta wave in that direction. One lucky Dalek spotter will win a TARDIS clock. Send your entries to the address, and the closing date is the 21st of April 2006. Well, I can't remember if I did try that, but if I did, I don't think I won. So on the opening page spread, you have Who's News, which sounds like a show I do on my channel. At the top it says your heroes are the Doctor, the mysterious traveller, Rose Tyler, the Doctor's best friend, Mickey Smith, Rose's stay-at-home boyfriend, Jackie Tyler, Rose's fab mum who says ah for some reason, and the TARDIS, the Doctor's amazing time machine. And look at this. I mean, yeah, this is going to attract kids, isn't it? Lots of bright colours, lots of pictures, lots of things going on, lots of big text. And of course it says, we're back, exclusive. Wasn't really exclusive, was it? So BBC One on Saturday the 15th of April at 7 PM is when New Earth will broadcast, with a repeat on BBC Three Sunday at 7. I think that really puts it into perspective. Like, this was a year or two before iPlayer came out, and if you missed it, there was like one repeat and then you were waiting on the DVD releases, which weren't necessarily as quick as they are now. You've got all the little featurettes, you've got pictures of the Doctor, actually quite a good tease for the upcoming season. And at the bottom, it's advertising Doctor Who Confidential on BBC Three. You've got Totally Doctor Who, which is coming soon to CBBC, who remembers that show. You've got More Who, which is advertising the Doctor Who magazine. It does say there for older readers, which I think is a good leverage. There was a time where I'd be getting this and Doctor Who magazine as well. And Webwatch. Oh, the BBC Doctor Who website was a great time, wasn't it, back in the day? Such a great time to explore all the games and the extra content. Now, this spread really fascinated me as a kid. This is Who's the Doctor, which is basically just like a fact file about the character, just sort of saying, just the Doctor, and it says bodies in his 10th body is home, being the TARDIS there, age, clothes, brain, best friend is Rose, all that stuff. Who apparently says, wow, you're pretty brainy after all. What a weird thing to say. And then on the right there, you've got the Doctor's notes, and it actually gives you a glimpse of the Doctor's past incarnations, which I think is good for that young audience, because I guess a lot of kids might not have known that there were more Doctors before this one, so I did like that. I mean, I think by the time I picked this up, I was aware of the classic Doctors, but it's nice to see them featured in a magazine like this. And there's a Doctor Who comic, of course. This is Witch Switch. So the pages there, like just an adventure in the TARDIS. This one was basically they shrink, very Planet of Giants-esque. Rose slips on machine oil and goes, ah, and then at the bottom it goes, ew, with a disembodied head of Rose. Oh no, to find out what happens, turn to page 32. Well, we better do that some point soon, wouldn't we? But first, look, it's competition time. This is yours to win a life-size Dalek. Be the envy of all your mates and win a life-size Dalek. And back in 2006, that was probably true. Apparently, this life-size Dalek is worth £2,000. I think they're worth a bit more like that now. Oh, there you go, This Planet Earth. I think they're about £4,000 now. I could be wrong. Now, this double spread is all about the Christmas invasion, just sort of a little behind the scenes or about the story, which, of course, when this came out was the most recent episode that had just gone out, which is now over 15 years old. We've got a Close Encounters page, which has puzzles, like fit these 4 pictures to who they are. And you've got this little cartoon down here, things to do with the defeated enemy. And apparently it's Cassandra hanging on a washing line. That's quite weird. You've also got posters. There's one of Rose, where we're going first. You've got a double spread of the Daleks there, and you've got Cassandra saying, moisturize me, moisturize me. Obviously, they didn't tease Cassandra coming back in New Earth. You've got Tales from the TARDIS, this being Rose's top 10 scary moments. So I think this is all the things that happened to her. Number 1 was being stuck underground with the Dalek, which probably from Series 1, I'd have to agree. And it says, next time is the top 10 scary monsters. Ooh. Now she's got some TARDIS teasers, more quizzes, and more things to do. Notice on the crossword you can win a copy of Genesis of the Daleks, which was out on the 10th of April, price $19.99. That puts in perspective how expensive the DVDs were. I think you can get it for about £6 now. And then on the right you've got a Doctor's Data, the fact file. This one's all about the Daleks, just telling you what they've got to them. So, and Dalek talk. I love that line on the armor section there. Daleks are generally unstoppable. It's like, okay, well, we're stuck. What's really cool here on the left is you've got an advert for the Who shop, which is a cracking shop if you ever get the chance to go. It's based in London, in Upton Park. And it's just, honestly, it's so fantastic. And look what they were selling. Movie infrared Daleks, £30, or much more than that now, I tell you. And that's a neat subscription offer. If you subscribe to Doctor Who Adventures and save over £6, you get a free Doctor Who annual. Oh, wonder why I never did that. You can make your own Slovene mask, because that's what we were all doing in 2006. I always enjoyed these competition pages. Look, you could win 8 remote control Daleks, and funnily enough, I can see out the corner of my eye, I have that exact Dalek still sat on my shelf. I didn't win it from this, but I do have one. There you go. This is more behind the scenes on the Christmas invasion, which again is really cool, and I think it presents it in a nice down-to-earth way for younger children. And then, like in a lot of kids mags, you have like the art section, the drawing section, and yeah, those drawings are the drawings. And look, next time in Doctor Who Adventures, you get for free a Slovene gas exchange. So it's basically a whoopee cushion, and you get free holographic stickers with monsters, secrets, wins, more adventures, plus part 2 of our Winner Dalek competition, out on Wednesday, the 19th of April. Ah, simpler times. And that, in a nutshell, was the very first edition of Doctor Who Adventures. As I said back in the day, this was a nice alternative to Doctor Who magazine, which was generally targeted at older readers anyway. But this was always a nice alternative with all the quizzes and all the fun stuff for the kids. I think I collected Doctor Who Adventures up until about 2008, 2009. I think it was then I reached an age where Doctor Who magazine fully made sense to me, if you like, so there was really no reason to continue the Adventures one. And it's funny, out of all the Doctor Who Adventures I used to have, this is the only one I still own in my home. And I mean, probably that's because it's the first one, so I thought I'd keep it around. But I think it's a nice little time capsule into 2006 and, well, just how big Doctor Who was back then. Like, I remember loads of my friends had this initial issue because, you know, Doctor Who was taking off. It was massive, and Series 2 only furthered that. But that's all for this installment of TAT from the TARDIS. If you enjoyed it, please remember to leave a like on this video, and let me know in the comments down below, did you own this first issue of Doctor Who Adventures, or was it something you passed on, or did you start collecting later down the line? Please subscribe to the channel if you are brand new, it really helps us out. Also consider supporting us on Patreon, where you get early access to videos as well as other goodies. I've been Adam Martyn, and until a future video, I will see you next time.